this fast-paced world, we often feel pressure to achieve instant results, whether it's in our careers, relationships, or personal growth. But true greatness, the kind that transforms lives and leaves a lasting impact, cannot be rushed. Today, I want to remind you of a powerful truth. Great things take time, and patience is your greatest ally on this journey. When we embark on any journey, be it pursuing a dream, building a relationship, or creating a better version of ourselves, it all begins with a seed. This seed is a vision, a desire, or a thought planted deep within us. It may start small, barely noticeable to others, but within it lies the potential for extraordinary growth and transformation. The act of planting a seed requires intention. It's the moment you decide to take that first step, however small, towards your goal. It could be the decision to start a new business, improve your health, or heal old emotional wounds. That single act of intention sets energy in motion. Even though the initial step may seem insignificant compared to the magnitude of your vision, it is the most crucial one. Without planting the seed, there can be no growth. But planting the seed is only the beginning. What follows is a process that requires care and trust. Imagine planting a flower in the soil. You water it regularly, ensure it gets sunlight, and remove any weeds that might hinder its growth. Yet for a time, there is no visible sign of progress. You might look at the soil and wonder if anything is happening at all. They grow impatient or lose hope, forgetting that growth takes time and often happens beneath the surface, out of sight. The same principle applies to your dreams and goals. After planting the seed of intention, there is a period of gestation. During this time, important things are happening that you may not immediately recognize. The universe begins aligning circumstances, bringing the right people into your life, and presenting opportunities that will move you closer to your desires. Just because you don't see immediate results doesn't mean your efforts are in vain. Beneath the surface, roots are forming, creating a foundation strong enough to support the growth ahead. This stage also calls for faith. It's easy to stay motivated when you see results, but the real test comes when you don't. Faith is the bridge between planting the seed and seeing it bloom. It's the quiet knowing that what you've set into motion will come to fruition, even if the evidence isn't yet visible. Faith isn't about wishful thinking, it's about trusting in the process and continuing to nurture your vision, knowing that the time will come when your efforts bear fruit. Caring for the seed also means protecting it. When you plant a garden, you guard it against pests and harsh weather. Similarly, you must shield your dreams from negativity, doubt, and fear. These are the weeds that can choke your growth if left unchecked. Surround yourself with people who uplift and encourage you. And be mindful of the thoughts you allow to take root in your mind. Positive affirmations and self-belief act as the sunlight and water that nourish your seed, helping it grow strong and resilient. One of the greatest lessons in planting seeds is learning patience. We live in a world that often glorifies instant results, but nature operates on its own timeline. A tree doesn't grow to its full height overnight, and neither do our dreams. Patience allows us to honor the process and appreciate the small incremental steps that lead to our ultimate goal. Each step is significant, even if it doesn't feel monumental in the moment. Trust that every action you take is contributing to the larger picture. As time passes, you may notice the first signs of growth. Perhaps an opportunity presents itself, or you see a small but meaningful shift in your circumstances. These moments are a reminder that your efforts are paying off. Celebrate them, no matter how small they seem. Recognizing progress keeps you motivated and reinforces your belief in what's possible. It's also important to remember that not every seed will grow in the way you expect. Sometimes, despite our best efforts, the outcome may look different from what we envisioned. This isn't failure, it's redirection. The universe often has plans far greater than our own, and what seems like a setback is often a stepping stone towards something better. Stay open to the possibilities and trust that every seed you plant serves a purpose, even if it's not immediately clear. In the end, the power of planting seeds lies in the belief that growth is always possible. Each time you plant a seed, whether it's a new goal, an act of kindness, or a step towards self-improvement, you're participating in the creative process of life. You're affirming that change is within your reach and that greatness begins with small, consistent actions. Great things are worth the wait. Patience is often misunderstood in a world that celebrates instant results and immediate gratification. Many people view it as a passive state, as if waiting somehow diminishes their power or sense of control. However, patience is far from a weakness. It is one of the most profound strengths we can cultivate, a quiet yet resilient force that allows us to stay grounded, focused, and aligned with the natural rhythms of life. At its core, patience is about trust. Trust in yourself, trust in the process, and trust in the timing of life. It's the ability to hold space for your dreams and goals, knowing that everything is unfolding as it should, even if it's not on your preferred timeline. In a world where we are constantly encouraged to move faster, do more, and achieve quicker, patience becomes a radical act of self-belief. It says, I trust that what I desire is on its way, and I am willing to wait for it without losing hope. One of the most beautiful aspects of patience is the strength it builds within you. When you are patient, you learn to withstand uncertainty and delay without becoming discouraged. You develop emotional resilience, a quality that allows you to navigate the ups and downs of life with grace. Challenges and setbacks lose their power to derail you because you understand that they are temporary. Patience keeps you steady, reminding you that even in the face of obstacles, you are still moving forward. Patience is not about inaction. It does not mean sitting idly by, waiting for things to happen. Instead, it is an active state of being. It's about doing what you can in the moment while surrendering the need to control every outcome. For example, when planting a garden, you don't rush the growth of the plants. You prepare the soil, plant the seeds, water them, and ensure they get sunlight. Beyond that, you trust nature to do its work. Similarly in life, patience allows you to focus on what's within your control, while trusting that everything else will come together in due time. There is also a profound wisdom in patience. It teaches you to slow down and appreciate the journey rather than fixating solely on the destination. So often we get caught up in chasing the end goal that we miss the beauty of the process. Patience invites us to pause, take a breath, and notice the small victories along the way. It shifts our perspective, reminding us that life is not a race, but a series of moments to be savored and cherished. When you practice patience, you align yourself with the natural flow of life. Consider how nature operates. Rivers carve through rock over centuries, trees grow slowly and steadily, and the seasons change in their own time. There is no rush, no urgency, only a rhythm that unfolds perfectly. Similarly, when you embrace patience, you begin to feel that rhythm in your own life. You realize that things happen not when you force them, but when the time is right. One of the greatest gifts of patience is the sense of peace it brings. When you are patient, you release the need for immediate results, which often causes stress and frustration. You no longer feel the constant pressure to make things happen on a strict timeline. Instead, you find contentment in the present moment, trusting that everything is working out as it should. This peace doesn't mean you stop striving for your goals. It means you approach them with a calm and steady energy, free from the anxiety of urgency. Patience also deepens your connection to yourself and others. In relationships, it allows you to listen more, understand better, and respond with kindness rather than react impulsively. With yourself, patience helps you acknowledge your growth without judgment. You learn to forgive your mistakes and give yourself the time you need to evolve. It's a form of self-compassion, an acknowledgement that you are human and that progress is a journey, not a destination. Of course, patience is not always easy. It requires practice and a willingness to let go of control. There will be moments when frustration or doubt creeps in, when you question whether the wait is worth it. But these moments are opportunities for growth. They teach you to strengthen your faith in yourself, in the process, and in life's timing. Each time you choose patience over impatience, you build your inner strength and reinforce your belief in what's possible. Ultimately, patience is not about what you are waiting for. It's about who you become in the process. It shapes you into a person who is resilient, wise, and deeply grounded. It allows you to navigate life with grace even when the path is uncertain. So the next time you feel the urge to rush or force an outcome, take a moment to pause. Remind yourself that patience is not a weakness but a powerful strength. Trust that great things are coming, and let patience guide you as you move forward with unwavering faith. Life doesn't always unfold according to our plans, and delays can feel frustrating or disheartening when we're eager to reach a goal. We live in a world that prizes speed and instant gratification, so when things don't move as quickly as we hope, it's easy to believe something has gone wrong. However, there is a profound truth to remember. Every delay has a purpose. These pauses are not punishments, they are opportunities for growth, redirection, and preparation. When you experience a delay, it can feel as though life is holding you back. You might think, why is this happening to me? I've done everything right. Yet delays are often the universe's way of protecting you or aligning something better for you. What may seem like a setback is frequently a setup for something greater. Trusting this requires a shift in perspective, a willingness to believe that life is always working in your favor, even when it doesn't feel that way. Delays teach patience, a virtue many of us struggle with. In our rush to achieve or arrive at a destination, we can miss the lessons and experiences that the journey provides. A delay forces us to slow down, to pause and reflect. It gives us the space to ask ourselves important questions. Am I truly ready for what I'm pursuing? Is this the right path for me? What can I learn from this moment of stillness? These pauses can bring clarity and insight that we might not have gained if everything had gone according to our. Sometimes delays are about preparation. Think about a seed planted in the soil. It takes time to germinate, develop roots, and grow into a plant. If it were forced to sprout too soon, it wouldn't survive. Similarly, delays in your life often give you the time needed to develop the skills, knowledge, or resilience required for what's ahead. The waiting period is not wasted time. It's a time of unseen growth, both within you and in the circumstances around you. When the right moment comes, you'll be fully equipped to step into it. Delays also have a way of redirecting us when we're on the wrong path. There are times when we're so focused on a specific goal or outcome that we fail to see other possibilities. A delay can be the universe's gentle nudge or sometimes a firm push in a new direction. It might not make sense at the time, but looking back, you'll often see how the delay saved you from something that wasn't meant for you or led you to an opportunity that was far better. These moments remind us to remain open to the unknown and to trust that life's detours are often divine interventions. In addition to protection and preparation, delays often deepen our faith. It's easy to trust when everything is going smoothly, but true faith is tested in moments of uncertainty. A delay challenges you to let go of control, to surrender your need for immediate answers, and to believe that things will work out even when the path ahead is unclear. This kind of trust strengthens your inner resilience and helps you navigate future challenges with greater ease. Each delay becomes a reminder that you are not alone and that a higher force is guiding you toward what is best for you. Delays can also foster gratitude. When we're in a rush to achieve, we sometimes overlook the blessings of the present moment. A delay invites you to pause and appreciate where you are right now. It's a chance to acknowledge how far you've come and to find joy in the journey rather than fixating solely on the destination. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's lacking to what's abundant, transforming the waiting period into a time of celebration and contentment. It's important to remember that delays are a natural part of life. Look at the cycles of nature. Seasons change, but they do so gradually, with each one serving its purpose. A tree doesn't grow in a day. It takes years to reach its full height. Similarly, the timing of your life is not random. Just as nature has its seasons, so do your dreams and goals. Trust that everything is unfolding in perfect harmony, even if the reasons aren't immediately clear. Of course, delays can be challenging, and it's normal to feel frustrated or discouraged at times. But instead of resisting or resenting the delay, try to embrace it. Ask yourself, what is this delay here to teach me? How can I grow from this experience? When you shift your mindset in this way, delays become less about what's going wrong and more about what's going right beneath the surface. In hindsight, many of the delays you experience will make perfect sense. You'll see how they shaped you, guided you, and brought you to exactly where you were meant to be. Until that clarity comes, hold on to the belief that every delay has a purpose. Trust in the process, stay patient, and remember that the waiting period is just as important as the destination. Life is not in a hurry, and neither should you be. Every step, even the pauses, is leading you closer to where you're meant to go. In life, we often find ourselves in seasons of waiting. These are the moments when things seem to be on pause, when progress feels slow, or when our goals appear out of reach. Waiting can be uncomfortable, even frustrating, especially in a world that constantly pushes us to act, achieve, and produce results. However, it's in these very moments of stillness that some of the most profound growth takes place. Growth doesn't always come through action. It often happens quietly, beneath the surface, during the waiting. The process of waiting is much like planting a seed. When you plant a seed in the soil, nothing seems to happen at first. Days, even weeks, might pass without any visible change. But below the surface, there is a flurry of activity. The seed is breaking open, roots are spreading, and the foundation for future growth is being established. Without this initial stage of development, the plant would never thrive. In the same way, our moments of waiting are not empty. They are a time of preparation, transformation, and unseen progress. One of the greatest lessons waiting teaches us is patience. In a world that celebrates speed and instant results, patience often feels like a forgotten virtue. But true growth cannot be rushed. Think about the most meaningful accomplishments or relationships in your life. They likely took time to develop. Waiting forces us to slow down and trust the process. It allows us to cultivate inner strength, resilience, and the ability to endure challenges with grace. Waiting also creates space for reflection and self-discovery. When we are constantly moving, it's easy to lose sight of ourselves and our true desires. The stillness of waiting offers an opportunity to turn inward, to ask important questions. Who am I becoming? What truly matters to me? Am I aligned with my purpose? These periods of introspection can lead to profound personal growth, helping us to clarify our values, redefine our goals, and reconnect with our inner selves. During seasons of waiting, we also develop trust, both in ourselves and in the timing of life. It's natural to want control over every aspect of our journey, but waiting reminds us that not everything is within our power. Sometimes the best we can do is take one step at a time and trust that the path will unfold as it should. This kind of trust is not passive. It's an active choice to believe in the possibilities of the future, even when the present feels uncertain. Waiting also gives us the opportunity to build skills, gather knowledge, and prepare for what's to come. It's a time to sharpen our tools and strengthen our foundation. For instance, if you're waiting for a career opportunity, this could be the perfect time to expand your expertise, network with others in your field, or develop new abilities. If you're waiting for a relationship, it's an opportunity to focus on personal growth, self-love, and becoming the best version of yourself. When the right moment arrives, you'll be ready, not because you rushed to get there, but because you used the waiting time wisely. In many ways, waiting can be a teacher of resilience. Life is full of uncertainties and delays, and the ability to remain patient and hopeful during these times is a testament to inner strength. Waiting doesn't mean giving up. It means holding on to your vision with faith, even when the journey takes longer than expected. Each moment of waiting is a chance to build endurance, to learn how to navigate the unknown with courage and grace. It's also important to recognize the beauty that exists in the waiting itself. Too often we focus solely on the destination, forgetting to appreciate the journey. Yet the waiting period is filled with small moments of joy, growth, and discovery. It's in the waiting that we learn to appreciate the present, to find meaning in the here and now, and to embrace the journey as much as the outcome. The truth is, growth doesn't always look the way we expect it to. It's not always about taking big leaps or making visible progress. Sometimes growth is quiet and subtle. It happens in the waiting, when we learn to trust, to reflect, to prepare, and to endure. These moments may not feel significant at the time, but they are laying the groundwork for the person you are becoming and the life you are creating. So the next time you find yourself in a season of waiting, remember that it is not wasted time. Just like the seed in the soil, you are growing in ways that may not yet be visible. Trust in the process, have faith in the timing of your life, and embrace the lessons that the waiting has to offer. Growth happens in the waiting, and when the time is right, you will emerge stronger, wiser, and ready to step into the next chapter of your journey. Consistency is one of the most powerful tools you can wield in your journey towards success and fulfillment. Yet, staying consistent can feel challenging when the results you're working so hard for remain invisible. You might find yourself wondering, what's the point? Is all this effort even making a difference? It's natural to feel this way, but the truth is that consistent actions, even in the absence of visible results, are the foundation of long-term success and growth. Imagine an ice cube sitting in a cold room. The temperature starts at 25 degrees and gradually drops, 1 degree at a time. At first, nothing happens. The ice cube remains unchanged as the temperature goes to 24, 23, 22 degrees, and so on. But when the room reaches 32 degrees, something remarkable happens. That single degree shift appears to create the breakthrough, but in reality, it was all the incremental changes leading up to that moment that made it possible. The same is true for your efforts. Every small, consistent action you take is building toward a moment when results will finally become visible. Staying consistent even when you can't see immediate results requires faith and a strong sense of purpose. You must trust that your actions are planting seeds even if the harvest is not yet in sight. Think about the process of planting a garden. When you sow the seeds, you don't expect to see flowers or fruits the next day. You water the soil, provide sunlight, and tend to it daily, knowing that growth is happening beneath the surface. Consistency is like tending to your garden. It may not seem like much is happening, but over time, your efforts will bear fruit. One of the most profound lessons about consistency is that it builds momentum. Every small step you take compounds over time, creating a ripple effect that leads to significant progress. It's easy to underestimate the power of small, repeated actions. But think about how water can carve through rock, not by sheer force, but by persistence. The same applies to your goals and aspirations. Each small action performed consistently has the power to create lasting change. Consistency is also about building habits. When you commit to doing something regularly, it becomes part of your identity. For example, if you consistently show up at the gym, you begin to see yourself as someone who values health and fitness. If you consistently dedicate time to learning, you become someone who prioritizes growth and knowledge. These habits shape who you are and reinforce your commitment to your goals, even when the external rewards aren't yet visible. It's important to understand that results are not always linear. Progress often happens in phases, with periods of stagnation followed by sudden breakthroughs. This is why staying consistent is so crucial. It ensures that you're prepared when those breakthrough moments arrive. It's not about immediate gratification, but about staying the course. Staying consistent also teaches resilience. When you continue to put in effort despite not seeing immediate results, you develop mental toughness. You learn to focus on the process rather than the outcome, finding joy in the act of showing up and giving your best. This resilience becomes a powerful tool, helping you navigate challenges and setbacks with grace and determination. There will inevitably be moments of doubt, times when you question whether your efforts are worth it. In those moments, it's important to reconnect with your why. Why did you start this journey? What is the deeper purpose behind your actions? When you anchor yourself to your vision and the reasons that drive you, it becomes easier to stay consistent, even in the face of uncertainty. It's also helpful to celebrate small wins along the way. Acknowledge the progress you've made, even if it seems minor. These small victories remind you that your efforts are paying off, even if the bigger results aren't yet visible. Celebrating these moments keeps you motivated and reinforces the value of staying consistent. Ultimately, consistency is an act of self-belief. It's a declaration that you trust in your ability to achieve your goals and that you're willing to put in the work day after day, no matter how long it takes. It's a commitment to yourself and to the vision you hold for your life. While others may stop at the first sign of difficulty or slow progress, those who remain consistent will eventually see the rewards of their perseverance. Remember, the most significant changes often happen beneath the surface, out of sight. Just because you can't see immediate results doesn't mean progress isn't happening. Trust the process, keep showing up, and know that every effort you make is bringing you closer to your goals. The results may not be visible today, but they are building, growing, and preparing to reveal themselves in time. Stay consistent, and you'll discover that the journey itself holds as much value as the destination. In a world that often glorifies big achievements and dramatic transformations, it's easy to overlook the small milestones that pave the way to success. We tend to focus on the end goal, believing that only the final result is worth celebrating, but in truth, every step forward, no matter how small, is an accomplishment that deserves recognition. Celebrating progress, however incremental, is essential for maintaining motivation, fostering gratitude, and building the resilience needed to achieve your goals. Progress is often a gradual process, not a sudden leap. It's the accumulation of small, consistent actions over time that leads to significant breakthroughs. Imagine climbing a mountain. The summit might be your ultimate goal, but each step along the way is what makes the ascent possible. If you wait to feel accomplished only when you reach the peak, you'll miss the joy and pride that come with every step forward. Acknowledging small wins reminds you that you are moving in the right direction, even if the journey feels slow. Celebrating progress helps shift your focus from what you haven't achieved to what you have. It's easy to fall into the trap of comparing yourself to others or feeling discouraged by how far you still have to go. But when you take the time to reflect on your accomplishments, no matter how modest, you cultivate a sense of gratitude for your efforts and the growth you've already experienced. It transforms feelings of frustration or inadequacy into pride and optimism, giving you the energy to keep going. Recognizing small victories also reinforces positive behavior. When you celebrate your progress, you're sending a message to yourself: this effort is worth it, and I am capable of achieving more. This reinforcement strengthens your commitment to your goals and makes it easier to stay consistent. Whether it's completing a workout, finishing a chapter of a book, or taking a single step outside your comfort zone. Progress begets progress, and the act of celebrating creates a feedback loop that propels you forward. Celebrating small milestones doesn't have to be extravagant or complicated. It can be as simple as pausing to reflect on your efforts, sharing your success with a friend, or treating yourself to something you enjoy. The key is to acknowledge your progress in a way that feels meaningful to you. This practice not only boosts your confidence, but also makes the journey more enjoyable. After all, life isn't just about reaching the destination. It's about finding joy in the process. Another benefit of celebrating progress is that it helps you stay present. When you focus solely on the end goal, you may overlook the beauty of the journey and the lessons it offers. By appreciating the small steps, you cultivate mindfulness and learn to savor the moment. Each day becomes an opportunity to grow, learn, and move closer to your aspirations. Small victories often serve as indicators of your growth. They show you how far you've come, even if the changes feel subtle. For example, consider someone learning to play an instrument. At first, they might struggle with even the simplest notes, but over time, they can play a song. That progress may not seem monumental to an outside observer, but to the individual, it represents hours of practice, determination, and incremental improvement. When you take the time to celebrate these moments, You remind yourself of the value of persistence and the power of incremental change. Celebrating progress also helps you build resilience. The road to success is rarely smooth, and there will be setbacks along the way. Acknowledging your achievements, no matter how small, gives you the strength to push through challenges and keep moving forward. It reminds you that every effort matters and that progress is being made even when it feels slow. This resilience becomes your anchor, helping you weather difficulties with grace and determination. It's important to remember that progress looks different for everyone. What might be a small win for one person could be a monumental achievement for someone else. Avoid the trap of comparing your journey to others. Instead, focus on your own growth and celebrate what is meaningful to you. Progress is deeply personal, and only you can truly measure the significance of your efforts. In the grand scheme of things, it's the small victories that add up to big successes. Each step forward, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goals. By celebrating your progress, you cultivate a positive and empowering mindset, one that fuels your motivation and keeps you moving forward. So take a moment to recognize your achievements, appreciate the effort you've put in, and honor the journey you're on. Each small win is a testament to your growth, your resilience, and your commitment to becoming the best version of yourself. Celebrate them wholeheartedly, knowing that they are the building blocks of a life well lived.